At the edge of a windswept coastline, where rust meets salt and steel greets the sea, there's a home that doesn't just stand, it breathes with the ocean. You hear it before you see it, the deep hum of the tide rolling against the rocks, the distant cry of a gull vanishing into the horizon, and then it appears. A silhouette unlike anything else along this shore. It isn't polished perfection, it isn't a postcard cliché. Its beams wear the patina of the coast, darkened steel kissed by decades of sea air, siding that glows warm under the late sun, like a memory you can't quite place. Every angle feels intentional, every surface alive with texture, as if the ocean itself carved it into being. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because it's a simple way to show your love for these incredible designs. Step closer and you feel it. The coolness of the metal, the grain of reclaimed wood, the faint scent of salt carried on the wind. This is not just shelter. It's something older, something raw, something that feels as though it's been standing here long before you arrived, waiting. But the strangest part, it feels alive. The wind moves through its open halls like a breath. The walls creak softly, not from age, but as if whispering their story. And as you stand there, suspended between sea and steel, you realize this is not just a house. It's a story of contrasts, rough and refined, anchored and free, grounded and untamed. And for some reason, you can't shake the feeling that its story is about to become yours. Imagine stepping off the sand into a sanctuary where weathered steel beams frame walls of glass, where every gust of sea air rushes through open hallways like whispers from the tide. The moment you cross the threshold, the world outside feels distant. The crunch of shells beneath your feet fades, replaced by the quiet hum of a space built to breathe with the ocean. The walls are cool to the touch, raw steel softened by the warmth of reclaimed wood, each plank carrying scars and swirls that tell of lives before this one. The scent of the sea lingers in the air, not as something invasive, but as something essential. It threads through the hallways like a familiar song, winding past the echo of waves that slip through the open windows. Sunlight filters through the glass, broken by the sturdy shadows of beams above, painting shifting patterns on the polished concrete floors, patterns that change as the day bends and breaks into night. This isn't just architecture, it's a refuge for those who dream, not of escape, but of belonging somewhere both untamed and grounding. It's rugged, yes, with its rivets and steel, but there's softness here too. The warmth of the wood, the open breath of the hallways, the faint rustle of linen curtains moving with the breeze. It all feels alive, as though the space itself is exhaling. We share new content regularly to help you create spaces you love, so don't forget to subscribe. In this moment, it's impossible not to feel small, and somehow infinite all at once, as if the ocean, the sky, and this house are all part of the same quiet heartbeat. This is industrial at its core, but softened by the coast. Exposed rivets meet driftwood tones, and polished concrete flows seamlessly into sunlit decks that overlook the horizon. Every line in this space feels deliberate, as if each beam and board was placed not just to hold the structure, but to tell a story. The steel, raw and unapologetic, is darkened with a patina earned from years near the sea. Its bolts and rivets stand proud, catching the shifting light as the day drifts by. Yet beside that strength there's warmth, the kind you only find in weathered wood, pale and textured, rescued from forgotten shipyards where tides once lapped at their grain. Each material holds a memory, and somehow you can feel it. The floors of polished concrete are smooth, cool beneath your feet, but they flow outward, disappearing into wide decks bathed in sun, where the horizon stretches like an open canvas. The contrast is stark, yet harmonious. The weight of steel, the softness of sand, the permanence of concrete, and the endlessness of the sea. But there's something more, something harder to define. Why does it feel different? Like the walls breathe, like the beams hum with echoes from lives long gone. Maybe it's the salvaged wood whispering the stories of ships it once held together. Maybe it's the steel, weathered but unbroken, carrying the spirit of old industrial docks where waves once pounded against pylons. It's a home, yes, but it's also a living chronicle, built not just to stand against the elements but to carry their soul. Every gust of wind that slips through the open deck doors feels like it's pulling the past and present together. And somehow you're standing in both at once. Here, mornings smell like salt and fresh coffee. Evenings glow with copper light bouncing off metal beams. Every corner feels designed not just to impress, but to hold memories waiting to be made. The day begins slowly here. The first rays of light slip through the wide panes of glass, stretching across the polished floors as the aroma of freshly brewed coffee lingers in the air. You can hear the sea before you see it, the soft rhythm of the waves folding into the quiet of the home. There's no rush, no chaos, just the steady reminder that time feels different along the coast. By evening, the light changes. It deepens, softens. The sun dips low, and its last golden hues wash over the steel beams, turning them into ribbons of copper and bronze. The air is warm, but not heavy, carrying the faint scent of the tide mixed with the distant crackle of a fireplace that waits for you inside. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support means to me, and it helps keep the design ideas coming your way. This house doesn't demand admiration, it invites it. Every corner, every texture feels designed to be lived in, not just looked at. The industrial strength of steel and concrete creates a sense of permanence, yet the openness, the wood, the glow of the light make it feel like a sanctuary. It's a place where doors stay open to the sea breeze, where evenings stretch into slow conversations on the deck, and where silence doesn't feel empty, it feels full. Here, life moves with the tide. There's peace in the stillness, freedom in the open spaces, and an undeniable connection to the water just beyond the threshold. It's more than a home. It's a rhythm, a way of being. But here's the truth. This isn't just a barndominium. It's a reminder that beauty lives in opposites. Rough steel and soft sand, open space and warm hearth. And maybe it's not just a home waiting for someone, but a life waiting for you. You realize it as you stand there, the tide pulling in and out like a breath just beyond the walls. This place doesn't feel like something built to be owned. It feels like something meant to be discovered. Every corner whispers a balance, strength meeting softness, permanence meeting motion, the rawness of steel balanced by the gentle sway of linen curtains. It isn't trying to be perfect. It isn't trying to be polished. It simply is, anchored, unshaken, and yet alive with a rhythm that feels as natural as the waves rolling against the shore. And in that stillness, a thought takes root. Maybe this house wasn't designed to simply hold people. Maybe it was crafted to hold moments, the ones you can't plan, only feel. You can almost see it now. Mornings, barefoot and quiet. Coffee in hand as the horizon blurs between sea and sky. Nights, a soft glow spilling from the windows, laughter trailing out to where the surf meets the sand. It isn't the fantasy of a distant dream. It feels closer, real, like a life gently reaching toward you. Because this isn't just a barndominium on a lonely coast. It's a place where every detail, every texture, every echo of wind tells you the same thing. You don't just find a home here, you find yourself. If these walls spoke to you, let them lead you to more. Explore, dream, and see what other coastal industrial sanctuaries could be yours, because the tide is rising, and so is your next chapter.